The Beast is a massive in-house built wooden coaster that opened in 1979 at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. It's located in the Rivertown section of the park towards the back near Diamondback and Mystic Timbers. It opened as the tallest, longest, and fastest wooden coaster in the world, and still to this day has the record for the longest wooden coaster in the world, and the second longest operating coaster too. The length was made even longer in 2022 with a major retracking for the ride by the Gravity Group, most significantly to the ride's first drop, which made it 8 degrees steeper and the ride smoother in general. The ride features 2 lift hills during its run to achieve this length and is located all in the woods, making it perfect for a legendary night ride. It doesn't have a ton of theming to speak of, but just some general eerie vibes in the queue line. It features 3-bench PTC trains with a lap bar and a standard seatbelt, giving decent room for airtime. The ride stats, as mentioned previously, are pretty impressive with a height of 110 feet, drop of 141 feet, speed of 65 miles per hour, and a track length of 7,361 feet. Now that we got the stats out of the way, let's see how it rides. The ride begins with a large and sometimes very slow lift hill due to the ride waiting for the train ahead to clear the next block section, and then speeds up once that is clear. You then plunge down the newly reprofiled drop into a tunnel that actually gives airtime now. You emerge from the tunnel and turn left into a decent floater airtime hill before rising into another hill that heads towards Orion's main turnaround section. You make a slight turn into a mid-course brake run, which used to be able to completely stop the train, but now can only slow down the train, which causes that first hill to be so incredibly slow at the start. You emerge from the mid-course and turn to the right again before entering a slight drop into a left-handed turn encased in another tunnel where it is literally pitch black during a night ride. You then make your way out of the tunnel and merge into the very back of the ride, surrounded by trees. You then make a bunch of right turns in a row and get some good lateral forces on all of them before entering a small hill that leads right into the ride's second lift hill. Once the ride reaches the top of the lift hill, you get a great view of the park skyline before turning left and slightly banking at a weird angle as you continue into a massive drop into a tunnel. Once in the tunnel, you slam to the left as you go into a very intense and lateral-filled helix, annex as the ride's grand finale. You emerge from the tunnel partway through, but you are still pinned to the side of the train before plunging into another tunnel and keep turning left until finally exiting the tunnel and returning towards the first lift hill that you started with and entering the final brake run. Overall, Beast is indeed a behemoth of a ride. You really feel that it is over 7,000 feet long and feel like you conquered something when you get off, especially when you ride it at night. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but that recent retracking in 2022 really did wonders for the enjoyment factor of this ride. I would easily re-ride this now, and that same cannot be said before the ride's retrack by the Gravity Group. It doesn't have a ton of airtime moments throughout the ride, especially after the first few elements, but it does give a ton of fun lateral moments and a good sense of speed throughout. My favorite part is easily after the second lift hill, with a great sense of speed in the tunnels and some amazing sustained laterals during that massive helix. The ride sits at 5th in the park, but it's a lot closer to the top 4 after my most recent rides. It's also firmly in my top 25 now, and one of my favorite classic wooden coasters, only really behind Screamin' Eagle in that category. It's just a really fun ride now, and a night ride elevates it even more, but a day ride is no slouch either. Almost everyone knows about the amazing night ride, however, so I definitely would prepare for a long wait if you want to do that experience. It's certainly a must-do every time I visit Kings Island and a staple at that amazing park. Be sure to subscribe for more content and be on the lookout for more coaster reviews and other theme park videos in the near future.